Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome to another video here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and in today's video we're going to be taking a quick look at the updated GSX featuring remote de-icing. So up until a couple of days ago, de-icing was a feature of GSX, but you could only do that on stand. Well, thanks to the latest update, remote de-icing is now available. We're going to take a look at how this works and also talk about what features we can expect to come from GSX in the future to make this even more realistic for all airports concerned. In order to get this free updated feature, you are going to have to run the FS Dream Team Live Updates app. When you run this, it will do everything automatically for you, as you can see here on screen. This is all you need to do, and it's all automatically downloaded and installed in the background. It took perhaps 4 or 5 minutes on my system, maybe a little bit quicker depending on your internet connection. Once that's done, then just run Microsoft Flight Simulator and set up your flight as you usually would. I'm going to head here to Stockholm Arlanda Airport and set ourselves up at one of the EasyJet stands up by Terminal 2. Now you can see here as I zoom in, there is a remote de-icing pad which is displayed in this little square section here on the taxiway. I'm going to talk about the actual remote de-icing pads a little bit later on, but for now let's just show off the remote de-icing feature and how to activate it. So if the weather conditions are right for de-icing to be required as determined by GSX, just as before, you will be asked before pushing back if you would like to de-ice. Obviously you can de-ice on the stand, or for this video what we're going to do is ignore that. We're going to push back and we are going to then do a remote de-icing. Now remote de-icing has a lot of advantages because it means that the holdover time for the de-icing fluid that you have perhaps when sprayed on the stand doesn't really matter too much anymore, because there are plenty of times, particularly when the weather is poor, that you can get de-iced on stand but then you're kept in your parking stand for whatever reason, maybe by air traffic control or whatever, and the holdover time is ticking down, so you may need de-icing again to make sure the aircraft is free from ice contamination before going anyway. De-icing on the remote pads are usually closer to the runway, so the time between the de-icing there and actually taking off is usually a lot shorter than when you're de-icing on stand and then having to taxi all the way to the runway. Now, remote de-icing in GSX will work absolutely anywhere in the airport. Now of course that's not entirely realistic. We want to be aiming for a safe place, and in most cases this is on a pre-designated de-icing pad. Once your GSX pushback has completed, all your engines are started and the tug driver, ground crew, etc. have cleared you for your flight, it's then that you will be asked when selecting from the GSX menu, would you like to remote de-ice? Well, as you can see, we don't want to request the de-icing services here. We've just pushed back and we're in the middle of the main taxiway. So we want to head over to the de-icing pad, which is over here, and you can see that it's designated a little bit in this scenery just by that area that's slightly clearer of snow than the rest of the taxiways. So let's zoom over there, and now we're in position. Now we're going to tell GSX that this is the location where we want to remote de-ice. After selecting this option, then the de-icing trucks will be on their way, and it's then pretty much the same as you've seen in my previous video if you've watched that with regards to de-icing. If you want to be sure on setting the aircraft up correctly for de-icing, do go and check out that video on the channel speaking about de-icing and getting the A320 all set up and in the right configuration for de-icing to commence. What you also may notice following this update is that Type 4 fluid, which is probably one of the most common one used particularly for the A320, is that it is actually now green in GSX as it is in real life. So well done to the FS Dream Team for updating that as well. Once de-icing has completed here, then it's pretty much the same as it was when you were on stand. The only difference being, of course, that the chances are you won't have the APU and the APU bleed turned on when remote de-icing. And for more information on that, do go back and check out my previous video on de-icing the A320 for more information on why that's important. The only other thing to note then about this update is that you can now, when airport developers have activated this, you can now actually select a remote de-icing parking stand to actually taxi to and get de-iced from. This is done in the same way that you would just choose a parking stand. Now obviously this update is brand new, so most airport developers have not yet added these stands into their scenery. The FS Dream team, however, have done this for a couple of their airports, Chicago and Zurich, I believe. So you can actually set these up and taxi to those stands for de-icing specifically. They also come with a little almost video docking guidance system boards as well, telling you when to stop the aircraft and when de-icing is ready to take place, which is really neat touch. So I look forward to seeing that in other airports when that time comes. In the future, the FS Dream team have said that they are going to add to the inbuilt editor the ability for you as the user to place these de-icing parking stands into your airport, so you could use these, say, even with default basic scenery as well, and not have to rely on airport developers to do it for you. But no update yet on when that feature is going to be made available. So let me know your thoughts on the current status of GSX. I know it has mixed reviews from the flight sim community. Some people love it, some people hate it, and the fact that you have to customize everything. But with the custom profiles now available from flightsim.to, things are becoming a lot better. And just for the pushback alone, I really do like the feature, and the fact we've now got things like de-icing coming along as well means that it is getting better all the time. But definitely let me know in the comment section below what you currently think of its status, whether you've got GSX or whether you're now considering purchasing it in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you have found this video useful, please don't forget to leave a like, and of course if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much. I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye for now.